Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. Sorry I haven't been on much guys, I've just been pretty unwell as I did say, but apparently now Jose Mourinho has now revived the interest now in Antoine Greizeman now from Atletico Madrid, and it did basically say on the report he's going to revive the interest. It did say Man United are going to plot £88 million in, and they may be convinced, stemming from reports, that they're going to get the player next summer, considering he signed a new deal back in June. Antoine Greizeman did say Man United are going to revive the interest, and now it is apparently Jose Mourinho's main priority target, as it was early on in the window, but due to the transfer ban we couldn't land Antoine Greizeman, in the process. And now press are reporting now that Costa's he's going to be arriving at Atletico Madrid in January. This could now be our favoured now. This could boost our confidence of getting Antoine Greizeman now, especially, Greizeman, who estimated 6 out of 10 that he was coming to Old Trafford, early on in the summer, but due to the transfer ban, it had come to a conclusion. He had that guilty conscience, and already this season for Atletico Madrid, he has scored 2 goals. I think he's named in their game against Chelsea tonight. And also he signed a new deal, as I said, he scored 28 goals last season for Atletico Madrid. I think he's had discussions with Diego Simeone, that this could be his last year with Atletico Madrid. We all know he's up the ranks, fantastically well with Real Sociedad. He made 2 century appearances, scored over a century goals in La Liga. And then since he's been at Atletico Madrid, he's done fantastically well, and I think all in all he has scored... he scored 2 this season, 28 last season, and I think he's been there quite a few years now, and he's made about 140 appearances in La Liga, and he's scored about over 60 goals just in the La Liga, but I'm not sure in all competitions. But he'll be fantastic for our number 7 spot with Antoine Greizeman. We know Man United have still got a few targets, that we could target, but apparently now Antoine Greizeman is the number 1 priority target for him to come to Old Trafford maybe in January, because their ban ends up in January, or maybe next summer as a result. But Griezmann, very prolific, good in the air. I'd love Antoine Griezmann Old Trafford. He's a fantastic player, and he's now apparently our number 1 target, and he's even said to the club officials, Jose Mourinho wants the club officials to get a deal finalised and bring him to Old Trafford as well in the process. And he scored 28 goals last season. He'd be fantastic in the number 7 spot, as I said, alongside Ibrahimovic. If Griezmann comes, Ibrahimovic will be back by then. We've got Rashford, who's hitting form fantastically well. We've got Martial that's hitting form. 2 good youngsters in the team, and he'd be good. And also Paul Pogba, but obviously we know he's injured. But it'd be good to see Griezmann, alongside all them players. It would be fantastic. But now we know Diego Costa's now... he's going to Atletico Madrid, as I said. I don't think it's done yet, because obviously they've got a transfer ban. But Costa, who hasn't played for Chelsea since the FA Cup final, as we all know. I think, the FA Cup final, he hasn't played for Chelsea, and he hasn't featured in the game this season. Chelsea purchased him back in 2014 for £32 million, I think it was, and I think Atletico Madrid are paying, or have paid, over £50 million for the player. All in all, for Chelsea, made over a century appearances, I think about 120 appearances, scored 59 goals in the process, and last season he scored 20 goals, and he's been voted top scorer last couple of seasons with Chelsea, and he's won quite a few honours in the last couple of seasons with Chelsea. But obviously Chelsea have got Alvaro Morata now hitting form in the process, though, as I said. So Diego Costa has gone. He's going to be making his move in January. I think he'll be signing the deal until 2021, I should presume. But he's not the only player, that's gone to his current old club, because we know he used to play for Atletico Madrid, We've seen other players do it. We've seen, Thierry Henry do it. Went with Barcelona, and he won honours with Arsenal. Went with Barcelona. Won a treble with them as well, and then he went back to Arsenal on loan. So he went back to his old club. We saw Wayne Rooney do it. After 13 years with Manchester United, whenever he didn't single domestic cup, and was voted top scorer for Manchester United with about 250 odd goals. And after 13 years, he's back at Everton. So he's another player that went back to his old team. We've seen it with Robbie Fowler in the past. We also seen it with David Luiz with Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain as well, where he won a couple of honours with Paris Saint-Germain. We've seen it with Robbie Fowler, as I said. We've seen it with Tevez. So players do go back to the old teams sometimes, guys. As I do say, players do that. So that's what you got to take into consideration, guys. So I think Man United could basically end up with Anton Griezmann. But apparently now I'm going to start talking to you guys about Paulo Dybala now from Juventus. Apparently now Real Madrid are interested in Paulo Dybala from Juventus. Apparently it come out a couple of days ago yesterday. Spanish journalists have come out apparently that Real Madrid have showed an interest in the play. But for them to do this, they need to sanction one of the players off because Benzema's just signed a new deal with him. Isco's just signed a new deal, and I think the most favoured player to be sacrificed would be Gareth Bale if he was to make the move. But I don't think he's intentionally leaving. He's doing quite well this season. Is Bale, so too is Ronaldo. Real Madrid did win 3-0 yesterday, was it? Was it 3-0 or 3-1, sorry. I think Ronaldo scored twice and Bale got his name on the score sheet. As I said, Bale won PFAs, he's won... He's won players of the season, Real Madrid, this is his 5th season in the process with Real Madrid now, we know he's had injury problems during this his time with Real Madrid, but Real Madrid had paid £85 million for him back in 2013 from Tottenham, which was a record fee. Now, Man United had an interest in the player, but I just don't think the player had any intention. So for Real Madrid, to possibly, if they want Dybala or the other players that they're after, they need to offload one of their players. And they haven't had a fantastic start to La Liga campaign. They didn't do fantastic business as well in the transfer window, but we'll see. And yes, apparently they're interested in Paulo Dybala. Now, Paulo Dybala, we know, who's already scored 10 goals this season. This is on his 3rd season in the process with Juventus. Juventus had bought him back in 2015 for £32 million plus add-ons, which took it to £40 million. And he signed a 5-year deal as well in the process. He has got, I think he signed a 5-year deal. Lent did the current player, and it did say, Man United have had a strong interest. It did say there has been discussions. Man United were going to plot, it said they were willing to plot £155 million in, which is a record fee, as we did with Pogba last summer, got him for £89 million from Juventus. And it did say Ed Woodward's has been in discussions with the player's representative. He has got a deal until 2022, I think it is, as I said, but there's no release clause as part of this deal. It says Barcelona's had an interest in the player. He can play as an attacking mid. He can play as a forward, so that's very good. He's skillful, tenacious, compassive, good in the air. His genuine pace is absolutely fantastic. He's skillful. He's got good passing ability as well as Paulo Dybala. And he's won quite a few honours, as the player, and he's made over a century of appearances now as a player. And last season he scored 19 goals for Juventus, pride 11 assists in 40 appearances as well, did Paulo Dybala. But we know Juventus lost 2 of their key players in the window. They lost Dani Alves and Bonucci in the process as well. There's also reports actually coming out as well that apparently... There's reports coming out as well that Real Madrid are actually interested in Julian Draxler now from PSG, as I did update you guys on that scenario yesterday. Julian Draxler, risen up the ranks with Schalke fantastically well. He made nearly 2 century appearances with Schalke. He made 171 appearances. He scored 30 goals in the process. I think went to Wolfsburg then for a couple of years, and now he's at Paris Saint-Germain. And Paris Saint-Germain had bought him for... £30 million, and I think he signed a 4-year deal, and that was only back in January. So Paris Saint-Germain have only had him since January, and he's earned 37 caps for Germany. He's won quite a few honours as a player as well. His versatility, he's skillful, he's good in the air. He's Julian Draxler as well. But for me, he hasn't become he's struggling to get a first team regular. He's not getting enough regular starts. He's Julian Draxler, considering now they've got Mbappe and Neymar of Paris Saint-Germain. So there's teams that have been interested in Arsenal and that had been interested in the August window. Julian Draxler, he made 17 starts last season and scored 4 goals as well. Did Julian Draxler for Paris Saint-Germain as well, but says Real Madrid are interested in him as well. So for me, Real Madrid, need to at least offload one of their players if they're going to get another possible target in the process as well. So we'll see what happens about that. But I do like Julian Draxler. He's very, very good with both feet. I think he can play as attacking mid. I think he can play on the left as well. His speed, his shot, his power, he's very, very good. His acceleration, his speed's very, very good. He's good at holding onto the ball as well. So as it was saying now, apparently now Diego Costa has left Chelsea. They've got Morata there. That's doing very, very well for Chelsea. Morata's hitting really good form for Chelsea this season. Got an hat-trick against Stoke. He's doing very, very well, and he's proven himself in Italy, Morata. But apparently now Chelsea are looking for a replacement. Apparently, Edison Cavani has now come on the radar, and that could be apparently a replacement for Diego Costa. Paris Saint-Germain, as we all know, still need to offload a player or two, to avoid financial fair play, considering the amount of money they'd spent in August. But apparently, Cavani could actually leave Paris Saint-Germain, and this is basically what's being said. Chelsea targeting he's a player last season that made 50 appearances and scored 49 goals. Paris Saint-Germain did Edison Cavani, and all in all for the Paris Saint-Germain, he has made over 2 century appearances and he has scored 139 goals as Edison Cavani. He's also been at Napoli. He's been at Napoli as the player as well. He made 138 appearances for Napoli, scored 104 goals. Palmeiras made 170 appearances, scored 37 goals. So I'm just looking at all the teams that the players been at. I don't really know much about Cavani, but apparently Everton have had an interest in Cavani as well, and considering they spent a lot of money in auction and haven't had a very good start to the season. But Paris Saint-Germain, he's made 140 appearances in Liga 1, and he's scored 95 goals, so he's nearly scored a century of goals as Edison Cavani, and it's his 5th year now in the process with Paris Saint-Germain. As I said, but he can play as centre forward, he can play in other different positions, sporting striker, he can play as a winger as well, because Edison Cavani, so apparently he could be on Chelsea's radar as well. And apparently it's also said now regarding Alexis Sanchez now from Arsenal. Apparently what the reports are suggesting now that Paris Saint-Germain could actually hijack Alexis Sanchez from actually going to Manchester City, because apparently they may be willing to pay a 9 million sign-on fee for Sanchez. It did say Man United could have the option to pay a 25 million signing-on fee to get Alexis Sanchez, because obviously we know he's refused to sign a new deal with Arsenal, and he will become a free transfer next summer, as we all know. But I think Arsenal would rather raise these funds for Sanchez rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer. We know, for me, Paris Saint-Germain could still get him, because he approached Paris Saint-Germain quite a few times in the August window. He could still go to Manchester City, because him and Pep Guardiola, are absolutely fantastic together at Barcelona. As I do keep saying, they were fantastic together at Barcelona with him and Pep Guardiola. They were fantastic together at Barcelona. As I said, he's risen up the ranks underneath. With Arsenal, he's won 3 FA Cups 4 seasons. Made a couple of starts this season now as Alexis Sanchez just quoted out that he wanted Champions League football. Real Madrid have had an interest in the player. In the August window, Bayern Munich had an interest in the player, but it's saying now Paris Saint-Germain could offer him a £9 million sign-on fee to get him there. We know he'd approached Paris quite a few times, as I said, but apparently Sanchez was demanding £400,000 a week, but PSG said they admitted they couldn't afford this, so he'd come to a conclusion. But City, convinced they could still get the player in January. City had a 50 million bid rejected. Initially had a 6 million bid accepted, but Arsenal obviously couldn't find that replacement in the process. So it's apparently now saying PSG could hijack the deal of City getting Alexis Sanchez, and they could will to offload Edison Cavani, so then they could get Sanchez in the mix with Mbappe and Neymar. But we know Sanchez is definitely going to leave Arsenal. There is no two ways about that. Arsenal have got quite a few targets on their radar, because obviously they raised a lot of money in the August window, and there's still players that are going to definitely leave Arsenal Football Club, as we all know, guys. There's still players that are definitely going to leave Arsenal Football Club. Also to Arsenal have got someone on the radar, as I said, with Dries Mertens. He's on Arsenal's radar as well as Dries Mertens. He's a Napoli player, he's highly experienced. He's been there 4 years now, He used to be a PSV player, did Dries Mertens, as I did say about that. Arsenal said apparently they were interested in back in the August window, but it come to a conclusion as the player did sign a new deal till 2020. His style of play is good, he's strong, he's quick, he's good at putting the ball into the box as well. He's fast on the ball, as I said. And, he's won Belgian Football of the Year, and he's made over 50 appearances for Belgium as the player. And apparently he has a release clause of about of just 26 or 27 million pounds as the player, so Arsenal may go for him in January. They've got a few, replacements on mind of Arsenal. Apparently they're interested in this centre. They're interested in this defender as well. Arsenal, can't remember his name. I think it's Harold McCooley or something like that. He does play for Lee Harvey. I think it's Lee Harvey. Yes, it is Lee Harvey. He plays for Lee Harvey. He's a player that's made. He's only 18. He's a player that's made 3 appearances for France for the under-18s. He's only made 3 starts. He's a player that is at Lee Harvey, which are Liga side in Liga 2. I think it is. Apparently, Arsenal are interested in him, going for him in January as well. Lee he risen up the ranks, fantastically well with Lee Harvey reserve team. He's participated in the reserve team quite a lot. He made over a century appearances for the reserve team, and so far since he's joined the first team for Lee Harvey, has made about 16 starts as a player. So apparently Arsenal are interested in him as well. Also, as I did update, Mesut Ozil, could still leave Arsenal, guys, as I do keep updating you on that, guys. Mesut Ozil could still leave the club, as I did say. I don't know if I believe in much of it. The press were reporting, he could still leave Arsenal, could Mesut Ozil. He's keen on reuniting with Jose Mourinho, is Mesut Ozil. For Real Madrid, he'd made it over a century appearances at Mesut Ozil. I think he scored 19 goals, but he provided about 47 assists. And they were fantastic together at Real Madrid. And he hasn't got a very good record against the big teams, as Mesut Ozil, as I said. But just going to charge my phone. He hasn't got a very, very good record against the big teams as Mesut Ozil, but wait there. He hasn't got a good record, but he's good at creating chances, and he's very, very good at providing assists as well. He's won about 3 FA Cups during his 4-year period with Arsenal, but he did confirm he's not satisfied there, and he did confirm there's been no talks regarding Ozil of signing him a new deal since February, but Venner currently dispelled the myth in that situation as well. But could he be the next Manchester United player? Could Mesut Ozil? Because I think he's convinced to see United's deal, and he will become a free transfer next summer in the process of Ozil. And it did say he was demanding a higher wage package. He was demanding about £250,000 a week. So he's another Arsenal player that in the process that could leave as well. We know a few teams have been interested in the player, but we'll see what happens in the process with that as well. But going back to what I was saying, about Edinson Cavani, he's made 140 appearances for Paris Saint-Germain. He's scored 95 goals, and he's an ex-Napoli player as well. And his style of play is very, very good. I do like his style of play. But Paris Saint-Germain, he's made 140 appearances. He scored 95 goals. He might not have his style of play. I'll just have a quick look. He's won quite a few honours with Paris Saint-Germain as well. He's won top scorer, he's won player of the year before. Just a very, very good player from what I can see of him here. Looks, he looks very, very good indeed. He's won top scorer, he's won player of the year before, won honours with Paris Saint-Germain, and this is his 5th year in the process with them. So yeah, looks a very, very good player in the process. So apparently a few teams have been interested in him as well, as I'm saying, but he can play as centre forward. He can play in other positions. He can play as a winger. So yeah, very, 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 very good player in the process, as I said. But yeah, going to some of the results from yesterday. Just gonna have a quick look, because I didn't watch any of the games. These games tonight, but I may not be going out to watch United again. Depends how I feel, because I've really, really had a bad cold, guys, and it's so annoying. It's doing my head in, this cold. I think it's like 3rd day, 2nd day I've had it, or something like that. I think it's 3rd day now in the process. I have had this horrible cold. Not much I can really do, but I don't want to miss the United game. You know what I mean? So, as I did say, one thing I did confirm that Tottenham won 3 goals to 0 yesterday. Harry Kane, what a play, Harry Kane scored a hat-trick again. I think all in all now that is 108 goals for Tottenham Hotspur, and I think he's just a flourish at Tottenham. What a fantastic player. And I think he's progressed over them 3 years, as Harry Kane. He's done very, very well, scored a bag full of goals. He did struggle in the Tottenham Academy at first, but he has risen up the ranks fantastically well. But he's been at a few places on loan as well as Harry Kane in the process, so that's what you've got to take into consideration. You've got Manchester City winning again and again. You know, Raheem Sterling, you know, getting his name on the score sheet. As I said, you know, what a fantastic start to the season that Raheem Sterling's had there. Beat Shakhtar Donetsk 2-0. What a start to Raheem Sterling, you know, scoring loads and loads of goals. And that was another Arsenal target as well, but that had come to with a swap deal with Sanchez, but that had come to a conclusion as City were reluctant and were resisted to offload the player. City did pay £49 million for him a couple of years ago, but he looks to be the real deal now, especially, you know, the way he's performed this season. City were reluctant and were resisted to offload Sterling. This is why Arsenal in the process didn't get it, so this is why. And again, Liverpool dropping points. I said Liverpool since the Arsenal game have been poor, you know. They can score goals, they can attack, but the lacklustre at the back are Liverpool, and teams can easily exploit them. The only way Liverpool are very, very good if a team gives them loads and loads of space and they can pounce on attack on that as well. But we had Monaco losing 3-0 to Porto. I was surprised at Monaco, considering, you know, they lost a lot of the best players in the August window, but they generated a lot of money. So we're going to have plans for January as well, Monaco in the process. And you got Real Madrid winning 3-1 in the process as well. Didn't watch the game, but Real Madrid aren't having a fantastic start to La Liga. But when you've got second best player in the world in your team, you know, and you've got likes of Bale, that's hitting form this season for them. So yeah, that's 3-1 to Real Madrid, and they're probably going to be their favoured team to actually win the Champions League of Real Madrid. Tottenham winning comfortably 3-0. Tottenham have won 2 out of 2 so far. You know, got a good result against Borussia Dortmund where Kane got two good goals. I think it was 2, and Harry Kane scored a hat-trick yesterday. For me, Harry Kane and Lukaku are the 2 best strikers in the Premier League, without a doubt. They are the 2 best strikers. I'd say Kane slightly better, obviously, but for me, they're the 2 best strikers in the Premier League, and he's won the Golden Boot for the last couple of years, as well as Harry Kane. So, for me, without a shadow of a doubt, Kane is the best, isn't he? You know, he's the second the best in the Premier League, especially Lukaku. I think Aguero's excellent. He's doing well for City. I think Morata's doing very, very well for Chelsea, and they're the best strikers for me. Lacazette's doing well for Arsenal, but I said he's not in the same calibre as the rest of the players I've just basically said to as well. And that's about it for the Champions League. Napoli beat Feyenoord 3-1. Besiktas won 2-0 against Leipzig. So yeah, that's really about it for the Champions League as well. But yeah, so I was saying, going back to about Greizeman, Man United are willing to plot £88 million for the player. I think it is next summer, and I think it is now. He's revived his interest as Mourinho, and he is now interested in. He's reviving his interest in Greizeman, as it was his main priority target during the window, but due to the transfer ban, that had all come to a conclusion. So Man United, I presume, will go for the player next summer, especially now that Diego Costa's gone to Atletico Madrid. I think he's gone there, but I think obviously I think he's sidelined or something, like obviously can't play till January anyway. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think of this situation. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, subscribe to my channel as always, and take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.